Welcome to episode 165 of Vegas Revealed. With my civic duty done, I'm back in the studio with jury duty details you have to hear.
I can't wait. And as EDC approaches, we reveal the massive new Vegas experience where festival art takes center stage.
And we unlock memories of a strip hotspot that was once the best view in Las Vegas. It's still there, but what's become of it?
Plus, music news, a road paving predicament, and where to raise a glass as the sun sets over our desert city.
Coming up this week on Vegas Revealed.
But first, some breaking news about yet another pro sports team that looks like it's headed to Las Vegas. The Oakland A's announced that the team has reached a deal to buy a plot of land near Allegiant Stadium, where the team plans to build a brand new retractable roof stadium.
Yeah, this is the most significant sign yet that the team will relocate to the desert from the Bay Area in California and become the Las Vegas A's. The team hopes to break ground next year and probably start playing ball sometime in 2027 here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, so this is not a done deal just yet, but it is a very promising step forward to have Major League Baseball here in Las Vegas. Of course, we're going to stay on top of developments and bring you details as they happen. Did you know that Las Vegas visitors can walk up to 8 miles per day? And you know what? A lot of that is because people just don't know where they're going. Always know where you are and where you're going with the VegasNearMe app, available now in the Google Play and Apple stores.
If you have a hard time finding your way around resorts, don't worry about that either. You can find maps of the property within the app. Also, find out how much they charge for parking so you can plan ahead. Even book an Uber within the app.
Think of VegasNearMe as a concierge right in your pocket. You'll find more than 16,000 Las Vegas businesses and activities there. Plus, there's tons of detailed information, and it's accurate and up to date.
Use our Vegas Revealed link that we provide in our show notes and download it to your phone now. Instead of reviews, VegasNearMe has compiled thousands of Las Vegas-related YouTube channels and podcasts just like Vegas Revealed so that you can hear about and see real-life experiences at the places you're searching. You watch it all and listen inside the app.
If it's fun to do or see, it's on VegasNearMe.
Let's get to it now and spin that wheel. Hey everyone, welcome to Vegas Revealed, episode 165. Dayna Roselli and Sean McAllister here. And Sean, every, 20 episodes, I always like to reset and let people know who we are. It's something that we read about a lot when folks start a podcast or continue to do a podcast. We always have new listeners.
Well, and we've noticed over the past several weeks that there have been new people tuning in. So we want to say welcome and thank you, and also let you know who we are and why we're doing this.
Yeah, and we always kind of check like our top markets too in the United States. And I'm like, hey, Phoenix, hey, Houston, and hey, Los Angeles. Some of our top 3 cities right now. So we got a bunch of people listening from over there. Something about us is we've been in TV broadcasting for a very long time and a large portion of our careers in Las Vegas. We have interviewed a lot of people. We do a lot of things. We know a lot of people. And so when we decided to do this podcast, we thought, gosh, we have so much knowledge and so much experience here and continue to live here. And it's a part of our lifestyle. Let's share some of that with the world.
Yeah, and obviously Las Vegas is one of the top tourist destinations in the entire world. Obviously here in the U.S. too. So it is of interest, the entertainment that's coming here, the hotel experiences, the attractions that you can take part in while you're here in Las Vegas, and some interesting tidbits from stuff outside of the Las Vegas Strip corridor too.
So now we do so many things, but anything in the media world, if anyone needs any services, is interested in chatting about that, you can always email us. You know where to find us. Hit our socials. But we also have social media across the board for our company, and our website is insightfulmediaco.com. Let's move on to what I did last week.
Yeah.
I had a little bit of a jury duty week, not a day, a week, because I actually got put on a trial. I was serving on a civil trial here in Las Vegas.
So you were like juror number 3?
That was juror number 9.
Number 9,
Yeah.
okay.
It was very interesting. I'm not going to get into the details. Some of it I know that you can talk about it, but some of it I almost feel like is a little private, just because, I don't know. It was a certain case between 2 people, and I don't think anyone needs to hear about their personal business. But it was a civil trial. It did involve some injury and an accident and a lot of witness testimony, experts flown in from out of town. Extremely interesting to hear both sides of a story, and in many ways have the honor of being part of coming up with the final decision in that case. It's a lot of pressure, and you take that, for me especially, I just, I took that very seriously.
I've served on one jury before and, made it all the way through to the end until, something happened at the end. But this was your first time on jury duty, wasn't it?
First time serving. Yes, I've been on jury. I get picked all the time, but I never make it.
Oh, you never make it into the jury
No,
box.
and it was different this time too. In the past, I filled out like a form about we got brought in and we had got like a packet of what the case was about and do you know any of these people, this and that. And I remember in a few instances I did know people that were testifying and I knew I would be, let go. But this time we got moved right into a courtroom and were asked one-on-one, face-to-face with a group of people and the attorneys representing the plaintiff and the defendant questions. And then they kept weeding out, until it got to, and I kept getting moved over. And I was like, oh boy, I'm going to get chosen to be on this trial. Anyway, I did. And listen, I think everyone likes a good journalist, right? We listen to the facts.
It's true. And ask a lot of questions.
Yeah. I must say though, I enjoyed meeting new people. You're with this jury for a week and you get to know them and you get to know new people that may not. We know a lot of people, but we run in a lot of the same circles.
Yeah.
We know the same people. We meet people in our industry. We meet people who do. So it was so nice to be with a variety of people who do different things for a week and get to know them. So made some friends off of that. And Sean, I got my check yesterday.
Oh, and
it was $160.
Wow.
You get $40 a day. And I got a little emotional. There was a little letter in there saying thanking me for being a part of the process that everyone has a due right to take advantage of. So I was like, oh, it made me feel good.
Well, here's the thing. You know what? As much as it can be a pain and a time suck to serve on jury and go down, even if you're called for jury and you never make it to trial, if you were on the flip side of it, if you were the plaintiff or defendant, like you really hope that the people who are sitting there listening to your case are going to take it seriously, are going to listen, and are going to, act fairly in their decisions. So, when you think of it like that, it is a big responsibility to go and sit in that box.
It is. And they treat you, you're right. And the way that they treat you almost makes you feel that way even more than you should. It's like, all rise for the jury. It's like, oh my gosh, like what? Like,
and now Dayna expects everybody to stand up when she walks into a room.
Exactly. So I enjoyed it. I won't go on and on because I know we've got to move on. But some people were asking, like, where have you been on social media and stuff? So that's where I was serving on jury duty. But now that I'm out of jury duty, we had a birthday to celebrate this week. It was Sean's birthday. Happy birthday, Sean.
Thank you very much.
And we decided to celebrate at a place that I recommended called BrewDog. Now, they had an opening a while ago. You couldn't make it, but I went.
Yep.
And I was raving about it. And I said the patio is 360 degrees. They've got fire pits going. It's beautiful. The food was good. The beer was good. I know you love a good brewery.
I do love a good brewery.
So,
And this is a 3-level
yep.
brew house and restaurant. And after, hearing everything, I was excited. I was like, yeah, let's do this.
I know.
I like this idea.
And I also recommended it on the podcast. So whenever I recommend something because I have a good experience and I tell people to go there, I really feel obligated to get on here and tell you if I've had a bad experience. And bad is a strong word. I was a little disappointed this time when we went to BrewDog. Let's put it that way. I'm going to run down just some of the reasons. We called to reserve a table because we had a bunch of us. In that reservation, we were never told the patio was bought out for the evening. So
Which is like the starring attraction of the establishment. And if you even go to their website, the only pictures that they have scrolling across the top are of the patio.
Exactly. And, for locals, it's a feat to get. This is a difficult place to get to. I'll be honest. You've got to find that back lot that only allows a few cars. And if not, you've got to park at a strip casino garage and walk, or you can park at the Showcase Mall parking garage. There's a fee. I think it was $14.99. There was also some service fee to park there. Kind of get down to the ground floor, walk out, find it. So it's not easy to get to. So we made the effort for the patio vibe so that we could celebrate your birthday and make it special and do, something different, very Vegas-y. We did not get that because we were told the patio was closed. We could not go up there at all. But that was never said when we called to make the reservation. Then when we went to check out, we were told on our little app that to pay for the parking garage, you can get your, your parking ticket validated if you, kind of like ate nearby or utilized.
Sure.
And so we asked, so we paid the bill and then we asked, can we get our parking validated? They're like, oh, you could have told your waiter and they would have given you 10% off your bill if you paid for parking. And I said, well, we didn't know that. And she's like, sorry. So they didn't care. The waiter was fine, but he was I was like, oh, so we can't go up to the patio. He's like, I don't know. You'll have to, it just wasn't like a great experience overall. And I was disappointed because I tell people to go there. And so I wanted to say, hey, here's what you need to do if you want to expect the first evening that I told you about.
Yeah. Well, I think each of those is a fair critique.
Mm-hmm. Very fair.
Absolutely. And if you want a local audience to, patronize your establishment,
Mm-hmm.
you do need to make it easy for them.
You do.
And let them know the things that are available, especially when it comes to like discounts and parking.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the food is good there. The beer is good. It's a great atmosphere. The 3 levels are nice. But if you're going there for that experience, I guess just what we recommend is if you call to reserve, first of all, do call, reserve a table and or an area and ask if the patio will be open for the evening. If you park nearby and you paid to park, tell your waiter before you cash out the check, and apparently you can get 10% off.
All right. Well, with all that said, we were in good company and I had a great time.
Yeah, it was fun. No, we did have a nice time. And that's the thing. In the end, we made the best of it because we celebrated Sean. We had great conversation and a lot of laughs. So that's all that matters in the end. But really would have loved to sit on that patio. While we were there, so anyway, at the end, we did kind of sneak up to the patio just so I could show you what it looked like from up there. And I snapped a quick picture of the Polo Towers behind me, and I posted something online that said, hey, it's one tower that is been here since I moved here in 2004, is the Polo Towers. I've never, being such a Vegas cheerleader and person who's been everywhere, I've never been inside the Polo Towers. Like, what's it like? And it created this whole conversation.
Well, and apparently this was in a time before either of us lived in Las Vegas. The Polo Towers was like the place to be. Before all these mega resorts were built up, apparently Polo Towers was one of the tallest buildings on Las Vegas Boulevard. And because of this kind of glass rotunda, this round glass thing that juts out of the front where there's a lounge. It was one of the best views in Las Vegas for years.
I know. And you can see it. And I always wondered. And so like everyone was commenting saying, hey, I used to go to, if we had a special event, we would go there. We went there after, or we had our like holiday party there, or, oh my gosh, I used to go up there with friends for drinks. One girl wrote that the people she would meet in her AOL chat rooms, she would meet up there at the lounge at the Polo Towers.
If that's not a sign of the times, I don't know what is.
And then people were saying the rooftop pool was amazing, and that at one point it was a nightclub called Hush. They were saying like before there was Pure Nightclub and Omnia, there was Hush. And I'm like, really? So it was interesting to read all about that. You and I finally like dug in a little bit, and we noticed it's a timeshare now, right? A Hilton timeshare?
I believe so, yeah.
And people were saying that they don't think the lounge is open to the public anymore, even if it still exists. So it's not something you can go to. But I'm like, man, bring it back. Bring back Hush. Bring back the Polo Lounge. It sounds great.
Kidding. And one person said that lounge they thought might have even been converted into a meeting room. It's like, no, when you have a great place like that, you got to keep it.
I know. I wonder, and I just, what I really wondered is that we have so many places in Las Vegas where we talk about the history. Remember this, remember that, and this person, and that. And I just feel like no one really ever talks about the Polo Towers until I asked.
Well, and here's the thing. If anybody is listening and you went there and have any pictures from inside, I would love to see that, because even the things that we, when we were looking online, I could find no pictures from back then. Like there were some more current pictures, but nothing of like the nightclub days or anything. And I mean, really, did anybody really take cameras out to the club?
No, you're right.
Back in the day?
Nobody had phones or anything. So when you went out like at night, there was, like if there was a show or event or something like...
Right, but you wouldn't normally just like throw your disposable camera in, or like maybe if you had one of those digital cameras, but even that's a stretch.
Right. I know we were talking, somebody here... I thought this was a good comment. This is from Doug Brawley. He said, I worked as a bellman and a valet and a parking attendant back in 1995. He said it was mainly a timeshare back then and monthly residents, but he said actor George Hamilton lived there.
Oh.
And he said he met Robbie Knievel there as well.
Huh.
Isn't that interesting? He said the rooms had kitchenettes and a living room and up to 3 bedrooms. It was a nice place. Used to be a Diamond Resorts property run by the Klubecks, but like we mentioned now, it looks like it's changed hands to Hilton. So that's our update on the Polo Towers.
Interesting.
I want to like go in there and tour it now, but I don't know if we'd be able to. Maybe we do
we can talk our way in.
Knock on the door and film it kind of there. We're here to see the inside of the Polo Towers.
But it's not an expose, we promise, unless it turns into one. Hey, spring has sprung here in Las Vegas. If you are an allergy sufferer, you will know it when you are here right now, especially with the wind we've been having. But something else that's been popping up all over town, aside from flowers, are traffic cones.
Yes.
And they are, if you follow the traffic cones down on Las Vegas Boulevard, you are pretty much going to be following the course of the Formula One race that is coming up this fall. And those road cones are out because the construction is in full swing along the entire race course, and it is slowing down traffic big time.
It is, and we told you it was coming, and they started quickly. So Sean and I both, when we were going to BrewDog, got caught in some traffic. It's torn up. They are in full force, which is smart because it's cooler right now, because I do think about those construction crews in the heart of the summer.
True.
Tearing up that road. So, I mean, maybe they're getting a big lead on it, but it's for the F1, the Formula One race that's coming here in the fall. A lot of adjustments to be made around the strip. So no matter what, always add in 20 minutes to your trip if you need to be somewhere on time, for sure, because it's going to take you longer. You can see a map at vegas-revealed.com and some information there. But just a heads up, that traffic at the construction that we were talking about is now happening.
And now through September, they'll be paving. So just keep that in mind. Add in some extra time. Shall we get to some music news?
Yeah. I love when you and I get a press release and then we Google the group, person, whatever it is.
Who is?
And then we go, oh, I know them. But we noticed this was kind of a big deal. And everyone who's a fan of BLACKPINK is going to be upset with us that we didn't know who they were. But we do know who they are now that we Googled it.
Now that we know, now that we listen to the music, we're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. So I do know BLACKPINK.
Right. We went right to iTunes. So they're coming to Allegiant Stadium. Really cool. They've been headlining over at Coachella. So apparently, global superstars, BLACKPINK, they announced this world tour, Born Pink, and it's going to be in North America. This kind of encore to that world tour is going to be in North America. They're not doing that many stops, Sean, and I love that Las Vegas made the list.
Well, I think it's a perfect place to do, especially this kind of music where it is like that kind of festival kind of vibe that really gets people like moving in a rhythm.
Yeah.
Excuse me, in a rhythm together. And, I'm sure that when they're on stage, they can see the crowd, bopping. So, I mean, doing it here in Las Vegas makes sense, especially given that we, have EDC and, Lovers and Friends, like all these music festivals, Life is Beautiful. So this is a good stop.
It is. And they're doing MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. They are doing Oracle Park in San Francisco and Los Angeles, the Dodger Stadium. They're doing it there. And then Allegiant. That's it. So our show is August 18th, and tickets will go on sale to the public on April 28th. I have a feeling this will fill up quick. They have so many hits. Fantastic. We were even watching some videos. I think this is going to be a really fun show. So August 18th, if you want to go see BLACKPINK.
Throwing it back a little bit for this next act, Morris Day and The Time are coming here to Las Vegas. And it's coinciding with the 39th anniversary of Purple Rain. So if you don't know, Morris Day and Prince go way back to like high school days. And so they worked together as they were both coming up in music. So there's a very strong connection there.
I love this. Yeah. And we were looking up some of the old videos and I was like, listen, this song, Jungle Love, is so good, right? Oh. And so anyway, that's going to just rock the house. I know that the Strat is going to be packed for this show. They're doing two shows, actually. It's July 28th and July 29th. It's Morris Day and The Time at the Strat. It's their exclusive Las Vegas performances. And like you said, coinciding with the Purple Rain anniversary. So, and then we looked it up and, we realized that Morris Day is actually in Purple Rain, and he had that kind of scene-stealing breakout performance in the movie where he's actually performing the other song that they're very, very well known for. They're well known for so many songs, but the one that I know best, and I can't think of the name of it. Oh, The Bird. So they are going to be performing over at the Strat. Look forward to having that show here. I have never heard of them performing here before, but I could be just missing that.
I know that he's come through several times. I remember we used to have him in on our show quite a bit. So yeah, he's no stranger to Las Vegas.
Yeah. But I don't know. Did he come with The Time?
I believe The Time was around.
Good. Okay, got it. So it was, like I said, I might have missed that one.
But it was years ago. It was not recent.
I love that. Well, two very different things. From BLACKPINK to Morris Day and The Time, we have variety here in Las Vegas. Also coming up, the Chicks are going to be performing over at the Backed Theater at Planet Hollywood. Their show's coming up. And then David Spade and Nikki Glacier are kicking off their comedy show over at the Venetian soon. And they've got a number of dates coming up. They're kind of doing like two, like all separated. So plenty of chance to see them. I'm going to go check out that show. And I look forward to it. I met Nikki on a red carpet recently, and she just seemed fabulous and funny. And I started following her on Instagram, and she makes me laugh.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah.
That'll be a good duo, a good night.
Hey, and a quick mention, if you go into our show notes, we have a link there that says support the show. And now they're allowing us to do monthly subscriptions. So basically, you would pick a small amount and we would actually get that every month. You would show your support and it would allow us to be able to do this weekly podcast and put as much time into it that we do, because it's kind of, as we've mentioned before, a little bit of a hobby for us.
Yeah, for as little as $3 a month, which is less than a cup of coffee, let's be real. Your support can help us continue doing what we do each week. More support equals more time and energy that we can put toward Vegas Revealed.
And listen, we are going to give you a shout out if you do that. So if you do support us, we get an alert and we'll make sure to give you a little shout out. And also feel free to write us ideas at vegas-revealed.com. Let us know, hey, I donated and here's what I do. Could you give me a shout out about my business or anything? Or I'm a fan of Las Vegas. I visit from Germany every year. Whatever you'd like us to say.
Just click the link that we have down in our show notes and support Vegas Revealed.
All right, let's do some tips.
Dayna, anyone who spent time in the desert knows that we have some of the most spectacular sunsets anywhere. They're just beautiful.
They are.
And now the Cosmopolitan is taking advantage of those sunsets by having a sunset cocktail hour at the Boulevard Pool.
Isn't this a great idea? I love it.
It's brilliant.
First of all, the pool, Boulevard Pool, that patio is great. And it's something that they have actually done a really good job utilizing, but I love that they've thrown this into the mix,
Totally.
And it's from 6:30 to 8:30. It's already started. It's going to run through September 22nd. They have a DJ, live music, cocktails, light bites, all that stuff.
Yeah, so this is a great way as, the sun is dipping down over the horizon just to, cheers with your mates.
Yeah.
And then either go to bed for the night or just start your night.
Or just start, right. And also, it's every Friday. So just so you don't show up on a Wednesday. It's Fridays, 6:30 to 8:30. We went, check our social media. We'll have some videos up there to kind of show you the vibe and everything like that. But we enjoyed it so much. And like you said, Sean, sunset hour is one of the best. Sunset hours, one of the best hours of Las Vegas. And I always wondered, I think it's because we don't have a lot of high trees and it's not like a hilly, because we sit in the, it's kind of flat. It's flat. The bowl is what we get to see our sunsets, so well. So I love that. Sunset cocktail hour at the Cosmopolitan. Go there until September 22nd.
Something else we wanted to let you know about is a new art experience that is happening over at Resorts World. It's called Transfix.
It's now open, and this is going to be here through the fall as well. So I love this. All these things that are kicking off, they're going to be going all summer. And Transfix is actually stopping in Las Vegas first. So we're kind of like the starting ground, and they plan to tour with this globally. It's a massive space. It includes over 50 installations across this venue. It's an indoor-outdoor space at Resorts World, and the installations are really interactive. Some were even breathing fire.
Yeah, it's crazy. So these are the art installations that we're talking about are the kinds of things that you would see at EDC, the Electric Daisy Carnival, Coachella, Burning Man. And actually, some of them have come from those festivals, but there's new sculptures and art installations as well.
Right. There's also 10 bars throughout, including a speakeasy.
Ooh.
And apparently even this is art inspired. So
the bars are art inspired.
Everything has an art inspiration, and there's so many artists on board for this. Anyway, you and I actually, I'm going to have to say we did go, but we will talk more in detail about this at a future date. And you can check our social media for videos on this, because I think we can probably describe a little more, but it is open. And we wanted to let people know that it's open, it exists, and it's probably something you want to add to your list if you're coming here this summer.
Yeah. And if we'll have the link down in our show notes, but it's transfixart.com for tickets.
Yeah. Set aside about 2 hours for this experience, so it'll take some time, which is good. Kills time. You have to get you away from the slot machine for a little bit.
That is episode 165 of Vegas Revealed. Remember, if you'd like to support the show monthly, there is a link down in our show notes where you can do that.
Have a great week, everyone.
case, let's take a holiday.